In a racing series as competitive and unpredictable as Formula E, history would suggest that having experience in this championship goes a long way. We've seen huge names in motorsport entering over the years and struggling to match up with the drivers with more Formula E experience. However, with the rookie crop that have entered this season, championship winners, endurance champions, 24 Hours of Le Mans winners, aided by both youth and experience, could this be the year that the rookies give the veterans a run for their money? With the opening 2 races of the season bringing with them some surprising results, let's take a look at how some of our veterans and rookies performed. Starting with those new to Formula E, Nyck de Vries had an impressive debut for both himself and the Mercedes-Benz EQ manufacturer team. De Vries rose to the challenge during qualifying on a dusty track with very little grip on his first race day on the job. A great lap from the rookie, getting into Superpole and qualifying 3rd. On tracks that have huge evolution through the quali groups, it's up to the drivers in the later groups to make the most of that situation, and Nyck de Vries did exactly that. He went on to lose a few positions during the race and was bettered by the more experienced drivers of Sam Bird, Andre Lotterer, Oliver Rowland and Robin Frijns. But finishing 6th with 8 points is a solid start for the rookie, and 10 places ahead of any other driver in their debut season. The strong start in his first race meant de Vries went into his second race day with more confidence than is warranted in racing as unpredictable as it is in Formula E. De Vries pushed hard to replicate the qualifying success from the day before, but perhaps a little too hard, and started his second race day on the back row of the grid in 23rd. But with a storm of a drive making full use of the safety cars, de Vries took position after position, finding himself crossing the finish line in 6th, an impressive 17 places higher than he started. However, a post-race 24-second time penalty for overtaking during the safety car, an infringement that affected multiple drivers in the race, and then a further 5-second penalty for a battery transgression resulted in a final position of 16th for Nyck de Vries, and he left the opening races sitting 9th in the championship, the highest of any rookie. Valuable lessons learned for both him and the team in their debut season.
It was very eventful. Lots of things happened, but I'm pleased that we managed to get back into the points from last on the grid to finishing 8th, so very, very happy.
New Panasonic Jaguar racing driver James Calado showed that he may be one to watch this season. A disastrous first day on the job, crashing in practice and having his qualifying affected as a result, the Brit started from the back of the grid. But over the course of the race, battled his way up the pack to finish in 16th, with a decent recovery. The following race day seemed to play out in a similar way for Calado, 2nd slowest in practice, 3rd slowest in qualifying, but then showed impressive pace and ability to overtake during the race, starting 21st and finishing 7th with 6 points. 6 more than his far more experienced teammate, Mitch Evans. If Calado can make the most of his practice sessions and bring the performance he's shown during the races into his quali lap times, we could see much more from the British driver. And if he can continue his impressive racecraft, maybe even pushing for podiums not long into his debut season.
After only 2 races and limited time in the car, I feel that we can really get good results going forward.
The J-Ox Dragon debut duo of Nico Müller and the highly decorated Le Mans 24-hour winner and WEC champion Brendan Hartley had a baptism of fire in their first 2 races in Formula E. A crash in round 1 qualifying left Nico Müller unable to race, and his teammate Brendan Hartley started 18th after a disappointing session. Hartley then went on to lose a further position during the race to finish 19th. A second blow for Nico Müller followed in round 2 with another DNF. Even though he can test well in a Gen 2 car, the jury is still out on if he can perform in the heat and unpredictable nature of a Formula E race. Brendan Hartley's second outing showed more promise for the Kiwi driver, earning his first points of the season after post-race penalties were applied, with a charge from 20th to 9th. Points on the board for Hartley and J-Ox Dragon, but the opening 2 races show that the 2 Dragon drivers will need to get up to speed quickly to keep them in the mix.
Maybe not from scratch, but I definitely felt like a rookie. There was a lot of lessons to take home from this weekend. I think a couple of months to wait before the next race, unfortunately, so plenty of time to think about it.
Rounds 1 and 2 of the season didn't go to plan for many of the Formula E experienced veterans, with the likes of Jean-Eric Vergne, Jerome D'Ambrosio, Mitch Evans, Sebastian Buemi, and Antonio Felix da Costa all encountering problems and leaving the opening weekend with only 11 points between them. Recovery drives were the order of the weekend for the reigning champion and his new teammate Da Costa, after disappointing qualifying sessions for each of them, Da Costa in round 1 and Jev in round 2. Da Costa looked on for a podium in the second race, climbing up to 3rd from 5th, but contact with Sebastian Buemi left him with a drive-through penalty, dropping him down the order, as well as spoiling the day for Buemi, who started on the front row but finished 12th, without any points to his name. The two DS Techeetah drivers left the weekend with 7 points between them, thanks to Antonio's fastest lap in the qualifying groups and the race, and a little help moving up the order, securing P8 for Jev and P10 for Da Costa after post-race penalties were applied. Sam Bird and Lucas Di Grassi are the only two veteran Formula E drivers to meet expectations so far. Bird with an epic drive in round 1, taking the first victory of the season, having started P5, and Lucas earning his 31st podium in 60 races in Formula E in round 2. In the debate of rookies versus veterans, what's come to light in the first 2 rounds is the sweet spot in the middle. Drivers like Alexander Sims, Andre Lotterer, Stoffel Van Dorn, who've all made it onto the podium so far, and others like Oliver Rowland, who climbed 20 places over the 2 races, all have that perfect mix of only having a season or 2 in the championship and the hunger that comes with chasing your first win, but enough experience to know what it takes to succeed in Formula E. There's 12 races left to see who will come out on top, and the first 2 races have given us an interesting insight into what could be. Will we see another season where the veterans dominate, or is this the year the rookies step up and challenge them for the title?